I often hear these words. My husband never came home. He disappeared and the police couldn't find him. I think he just ran away, didn't he? Maybe he got tired of you. My sister's words sent chills down my spine. My name is Ella, and I was born a twin. My sister and I have the same face, but our parents always loved my sister, Charlotte, more. Dad, Mom, can I have some money? I'm going out with friends. Have you already spent your allowance this month? Yeah, I have. Please, Dad, I promise I'll do well on my finals. Okay, here you go. Yay, I love you, Daddy. My sister was charming and had a sharp personality, so our parents always spoiled her. On the other hand, I was quiet and reserved, so I was often ignored. Dad, I need to buy a book for my science homework. I already gave you this month's allowance. Use it wisely. Oh, okay. My sister became even more selfish and wanted everything I had. Hey, Ella, I like your outfit. I want it. What? No, please don't open my drawer. I bought that with my allowance. I'm sure it will look better on me. I'll take it. Hey, give it back to me. Mom. Ella's being really mean. Ella, be nice to your sister and just give it to her. But why? My parents only listened to what my sister wanted and never paid attention to me. Whatever she liked, she got, and she took my things whenever she pleased. I spent my days patiently putting up with everything. But luckily, after I graduated from college, I got a job far away from my parents' house. I didn't have to see my parents or sister much anymore, and it made me feel better. However, because I was always compared to my sister and ignored, I didn't have much confidence and didn't do anything fun. I just focused on working hard and living a steady life. During this time, I met my future husband, Daniel. We often met for business meetings. Here you are, please check the document. Thank you. Wow, you've gone into such detail. I hope it will be useful. Of course, I'm always grateful to you. If you'd like, can we have dinner together sometime? Dinner? Oh, sure. I had never had dinner alone with a man before, so I thought it would just be another business meal. But then he started asking me out to eat with him more often, and one day, Ella, would you be my girlfriend? What? Me? Are you serious? Yes. You're a beautiful person inside and out. I love everything about you. I couldn't believe someone would say that to me. I was surprised, but my heart filled with joy. I'm so happy. Thank you, Daniel, I said as my eyes filled with tears. And that's how we officially started dating. Daniel is a hardworking and sincere person. He works for a big company, earns good money, but he's not a big spender. He lives a simple, solid life. After a few years of dating, we got married. I became a full-time housewife and moved in with his parents. Mom, Dad, this is Ella. She's family now. Welcome, Ella. I hear you're a hard-working girl. We're going to be a family now, so don't be shy, okay? Okay, thank you for the warm welcome. I was relieved that they both greeted me with smiles. They run a small business and their house is pretty big. My in-laws and I built a great relationship and we respected each other. Why don't we all go out for dinner today? Ella, is there anything you'd like to eat? Anything I like, really? I think Italian would be nice. Italian sounds good. I heard there's a new restaurant that just opened nearby. Yeah, let's go there then. Ella, order whatever you like. My in-laws are very kind and always make me happy. Ella, this necklace would look good on you. I used to wear it, but would you like to have it? Wow, it's beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm glad you'll wear it. You're my daughter now. My parents-in-law loved me and treated me like their own daughter. It was such a blessing to be part of a family with such good people. It was so different from living with my own family. Now, I had a home where I felt safe and a family that appreciated me. I thought this happiness would last forever. But then one day, I asked, has Daniel come home yet? No, I tried to contact him, but he didn't return my calls or reply to any of my messages. It's getting late. Do you have any idea where he might be? No, I can't think of anything. I'll check with his friends. Out of the blue, my husband disappeared. He went to work and never came home. I asked his coworkers and friends, but no one had any idea where he went. I reported it to the police, but they couldn't find any clues. I was terrified that he might have had an accident somewhere. His sudden disappearance turned our peaceful, happy life upside down. I felt nothing but anxiety and despair. I didn't know what to do. All I could do was wait for him every day while my parents-in-law sat on the sofa, crying and worrying about where he could have gone. I couldn't believe he just disappeared like that. Nobody knew how or why it happened. But maybe I did something to hurt him without realizing it. Could this be my fault? When I saw how sad I was, I somehow blamed myself. If it's my fault, maybe I don't belong in this house anymore. We had come so far as a family, and I believed this was where I belonged. I was so overwhelmed with despair that I hid in my room and cried. Then I got a call on my cell phone. Was it my husband? I quickly picked it up and looked at the screen. But it was my sister, Charlotte. She calls me every once in a while, but usually she just brags about things and talks in a way that makes me feel small. I usually let her talk without really listening, but this time I was so upset that I told her what was going on. Hey, what's up, Ella? Not good actually. What's wrong? You sound serious. My husband disappeared. What? The boring husband I saw at your wedding. He disappeared. Did you report it to the police? Yes, but they couldn't find him. Oh really? He probably just ran away, didn't he? Maybe he got tired of you. She laughed like she was making fun of me. Instead of getting angry at her insensitivity, I just blamed myself even more. Maybe she was right. I didn't know if I had done anything wrong to my husband, but I started to feel like it was my fault. I was tormented by guilt and blamed myself every day. I couldn't even eat properly. I thought maybe I should leave this house. Then one night, I couldn't sleep, so I went downstairs to get some water. I overheard my in-laws talking in the living room. What is he thinking? This isn't right. This is too hard. But I'm sure Ella is having the hardest time. Yeah, you're right. I can't believe how much she's been through since he disappeared. I feel so sorry for her. It doesn't make any sense for him to leave such a good wife behind. He must have gotten into some kind of accident or something. Yeah, I can't think of any reason why he would run away. As I listened to them from the stairs, I burst into tears. They cared about me and were worried about me more than themselves. I couldn't stop crying because of their kindness. I realized I shouldn't stay lost in my grief forever. My in-laws were also suffering from the loss of their son. I had to support them as their daughter, and I was determined to get back on my feet. I made your favorite cherry pie today. Let's eat it together. Whoa, Ella, this smells good. If you were to get sick, I'm sure Daniel will be sad. So cheer up. Yes, you're right. Thank you, Ella. Meanwhile, I kept talking to Daniel's colleagues and friends, trying to find out where he might be, but I couldn't find him. Then I noticed that $100,000 was missing from his bank account. I talked to the police, but there was no progress. Since there was no clear evidence of a crime, the police seemed to think he just ran away. I'm home. Sorry I'm late. Hi, Ella. Anything new? No, nothing particular. I guess the police don't really look for missing adults. Anyway, I bought some cupcakes on the way home. You like them, right? Oh, thank you, Ella. They look delicious. My in-laws still seemed a little anxious, but they were starting to regain their strength. We supported and encouraged each other, living together like a real family. Then 7 years after my husband disappeared, my father-in-law passed away. He had been in the hospital for a while due to an illness, but the treatment didn't work. He passed away peacefully in his hospital bed. After the funeral, as my mother-in-law and I were crying, we suddenly heard a familiar voice. Hello, I'm back. Hey, Ella, it's been a while. What, Dario? To my shock, my husband showed up at my father-in-law's funeral, and he was with my sister, Charlotte. What? Why? Where have you been? Well, actually, according to my husband, he had been living at my parents' house with my sister. 7 years ago, Charlotte stole my husband and got pregnant. It seems my parents were in on it too, helping him disappear. I heard Dad passed away, so I'm here to get my inheritance, he said, without even hesitating to reveal his true intentions. He had been living off the savings all this time. Are you crazy? How selfish. My mother-in-law and I were trembling with anger. You don't know how much your father worried before he died, she shouted. At first I devoted my life to you, Ella, Dario said coldly. But no matter what you did, you were always so boring. It wasn't fun being with you. Yeah, right, Charlotte chimed in. Ella, you were super boring. But Charlotte, she has the same face as you, but she's so different. When I met Charlotte, my life changed. She was perfect for me. I felt really happy when I was with her. I couldn't have kids with you, Ella, but I had a kid with her right away. Charlotte and I were meant to be together. My husband tried to justify his infidelity with a selfish excuse. My sister, who had never worked a day in her life, found out at our wedding that my husband worked for a big company and made good money, so she went after him behind my back. You thought you could take my things like you always did, didn't you? You saw some good money this time, right? Whatever, Charlotte said smugly. He just ended up loving me more. Anyway, he's the son, so he has the right to inherit Dad's money, right? Yeah, I'm entitled to it, Dario added. So give you my money. It seemed like my sister had brainwashed him into coming to his parents' house to demand money. I couldn't believe how pathetic he had become. That's enough. It's not going to happen. My mother-in-law, unable to hold back any longer, lost her temper. Why? It's my money. I don't care how many times you ask. Go home. I'll be back. Prepare my money next time. My mother-in-law was so furious that my husband and sister finally left, but after that, they started following us around, harassing us. Hey, just give it to me already. I have to pay back the money. I don't care. It's your problem. It's my money, and I'm supposed to get it, they insisted. Why should I give it to you? Now leave. But my husband and sister wouldn't give up, no matter what. No matter how many times I told them to leave, they kept coming back. I was about to turn them away when my mother-in-law came out from the back. Are they here again? She asked. Yes, I replied. My sister angrily confronted my mother-in-law, who was clearly disgusted. Your son is begging, and you're just acting like he's. My son is dead, my mother-in-law interrupted firmly. Huh? My husband and sister were speechless at her firmness. There's a grave in the backyard, my mother-in-law added. What? No way. They rushed to the small cemetery in the woods behind the house. The gravestone there had my husband's name on it. He was officially declared dead after being missing for 7 years, allowing my mother-in-law to inherit the entire fortune. My marriage to Daniel was already over. Hey, I'm alive. You see me right here. My ex-husband panicked. Yes, he's alive, so he should get the money, right? My sister screamed in desperation. You were lucky, my mother-in-law said coldly. I'm not asking for alimony for cheating because legally he's already dead. What alimony? They both asked, confused. If you keep following me and asking for money, I'll take serious action against you. Wait, I'm your son. It's my money, and this isn't fair. My ex-husband pleaded. My son is dead, my mother-in-law repeated. If he were alive, I'd be suing him for alimony. He betrayed his family, so he'd owe plenty. But since he's dead, you get nothing. Now, leave. My ex-husband and sister tried to play the victim, but we coldly rejected them. They left in a hurry when they heard the word alimony. Afterward, my parents came crying to me, as if they had heard the story from my sister. We're really in trouble. We have a lot of debts and need your help. We're family after all. Family? I said bitterly. You took my husband away and caused me so much pain for so long. I'm not giving you any money. No way, they gasped, shocked. My parents had been spending a lot of money on my sister, and now they couldn't afford it anymore. That's what happens when you spoil someone like that. They brought it on themselves. My ex-husband had been living with them without a job, thinking he had plenty of money saved up. But my sister spent a lot of money carelessly, and raising a child is expensive. Soon, his savings ran out, and they ended up in debt, even with my parents' support. What are you going to do? Do something about the money, they said. I'll get a job, my ex-husband said, but since he had been declared deceased, he had no official records and couldn't get a proper job. What are we going to do now? We're in huge debt. I never thought I'd have a second child, my sister complained. I didn't think I'd get pregnant again either, she added. But it's your baby, so you figure it out. My sister's pregnancy made their financial situation even worse. I didn't care what happened between my ex-husband and my sister. As for me, I lived a happy and peaceful life with my mother-in-law. How about Paris? I suggested. Paris? That would be wonderful. I've always wanted to visit Europe, and you said you wanted to see Buckingham Palace too. Why don't we take a trip to Europe? Really? That sounds like a dream come true. My mother-in-law is the only family I have who truly cares about me. I will take good care of her, and we will continue to support each other as a family.